What's going on, everybody? My name is Ben and welcome back to another episode of Ben Builds with Joe. We are back on our Airfix 1/48 scale P-40B, and today I want to go ahead and push this thing as close to finish as I possibly can. So let's go ahead and check out what we've got so far. Now the aircraft itself looks pretty decent. I like how the paint's turned out. It might be too heavy in some sections, but we're just going to go ahead and move forward. Now I do want to go ahead and get decals on this aircraft, but before that, we need to go ahead and apply some future. That's going to be really important to get that nice glossy finish. Also, we need to go ahead and install the landing gears, the wheel bay covers, the wheels themselves, plus the tail wheel, guns, propeller, the exhaust stubs, all that we need to go ahead and finish up. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. We're going to go ahead and queue up a time lapse, jump right in. We're going to figure out how the landing gears go on, get those glued down, and see what we can do. Let's do it. Alright everybody, moving right along, let's talk about the propeller and the nose cone specifically. Now I know Joe had a little bit of an issue with this, and we're going to have to go ahead and sand down a couple of high points here on the backside of the propeller nose cone assembly. There are just a few areas that need to be brought down, not much, maybe like a millimeter or so, but I just need to go ahead and level these areas out, then we'll test fit and we'll see how that goes. Now I know we also wanted to take a little bit of some plastic off the center portion that fits up inside the fuselage, so we'll do that and we'll check the fit. Not quite there, but we are close. I'm taking my X-Acto knife and now we're just going to shave down a little bit more aggressively certain areas here on that back of that propeller assembly. I want to really make sure that we can get this as close to flush as possible. You see in the reference photos that there's not really a lot of space between the nose cone propeller assembly and the fuselage. So I want to try to minimize that here on the model. Also, we need to go ahead and jump into painting the wheels, getting the guns installed, getting that gloss coat on. So we still have quite a bit more to do. We're going to jump right back into a time lapse, push forward, finish off this propeller, and just see how much we can get done. Let's keep on it. So now that we have our gloss coat nicely applied to the model and it is cured, we're going to go ahead and start on the decals. The decals are going to be my same tried and true method of microsol, microset, some nice warm water. We have our tweezers, our X-Acto knife. We are ready to go. So let's go ahead and cue up another time lapse, the last one of this episode, and get all the decals applied to the model. All right, everybody, we are back and our decals are all nicely applied here on the P-40. So we're going to go ahead and leave those to cure for a little while longer, and then we'll be able to apply our gloss coat on top of them to go ahead and seal everything down. I will go ahead and state though that the decals here on the Airfix kit were really nice to use. I didn't notice any issues, they didn't tear, they were sturdy enough but also thin enough to give a really nice appearance. We used a bit of microsol and a bit of microset as well, as we typically do for most of our decals. I didn't need to use a lot of microsol to get these to kind of conform down into the panel lines. On the underside of the aircraft, we tried to line everything up as best as we could, just as the instructions told us and as our references showed us. It's not perfect. I think certain decals could have been placed a little higher up, like those tactical numbers, but I'm happy with it. So let's go ahead and call it quits for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Next episode hopefully will be the last episode here on the P-40B. So until then, you know the drill. Go out there, get yourself some bench time, have some fun, build something cool, and we'll see you back here on episode number 9 for Ben Builds with Joe and the P-40B Warhawk. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you soon.